class what we discussed, control structures. Okay, in a Python usually programs are executed in sequential manner. Sequential manner means what? Line by line execution, one after another. Some of the times we need to execute the program. We want to skip one part of a program and we want to execute another part of a program. So at that time we are using control structures. So what is meant by control structures? It is nothing but it executes as part of a statements or set of a statements based on the condition. Control jumps from one part of a program to another part based on the condition. That is called control structures. In this control structure, three types of control structures we discussed: sequential control structures, branching control structures, branching or iteration control structures, branching control structures, and iteration control structures. Iteration or looping. Sequential control structure means what? Programs are executed in sequential manner, one after another. That is a sequential control structure. Branching statement means based on the condition, it skip one part of a program and execute another part of a program. That is a based on branching statements. In branching statements, we discussed three types: simple if statement, if else statement, and nested elif else statement. That we discussed in last class. Next one, iteration or looping control structures. Already I said iteration means it executes the same set of statements multiple times. That means specified number of times. The same set of statements executes again and again till the condition satisfied. When the condition gets false, it terminates the loop. That is called iteration or looping. So see the flow chart. First it enter into the condition. Condition means what? It contains any relational expression or logical expression. Already we discussed about relational expression and logical expression. Relational expression means what? Using the relational operator we are creating the condition. That is a relational expression. Logical expression means the logical operators are used to combine the relational expressions. Everything we discussed in last chapter. So that is a condition. First we check the condition. If the condition is true means execute the statement blocks. So that statement blocks contains any number of statements. After executing the statement blocks, again it go to the condition. Again it check the condition. If the condition is true, again execute the same set of statements. So when the condition get false, if we are giving else part, that else part statements will be executed. This else part in an iteration are optional. It is not a compulsory one. If we need, we can give the else part. Suppose if you are not giving else part, that statement X will be executed if the condition get false. That is the flowchart of iteration or looping. First enter into the condition, check the condition. If the condition is true, execute the set of statements. Statements block, again go to the condition, again check the condition, again execute the same set of statements. When the condition get false, it exit the loop. If you are giving else part, that else part statements will be executed, or else a statement X will be executed. Statement X means after the looping structure, that is a statement X. Types of iteration we have in Python. In C++, three types of iteration we learned. So what are the iterations? For loop, while loop, do while loop. But in Python only we have two types of iteration, looping control structures, for and while. Okay, now we are saying about while loop. You see the syntax while loop. While condition, already I said in a Python each and every conditional statements terminates with colon. Okay, first it check the condition. If the condition is true means execute statement block. That statement block contains any number of statements, that also I already said. Here we are in C++ how we are separating the block, we are using curly brace, but here we are using space, space or tab, one tab space we are using. That already I said in our 5th lesson. Okay, here else. If the condition get false, it goes to else part. Why I gave this else part in a square bracket means it is the optional. Optional means what? If we want, we can use, or else we can omit. It is not a compulsory one. So else part I gave in square bracket. Else statement block. So in else block, what statements we are giving, that statements will be executed. Again I am saying it is a optional part, it is not a compulsory. So first it check the condition. The condition contains any relational expression or logical expression. After checking the condition, if the condition get false, statement block will be executed. Again go to while loop, again check the condition, again execute the same set of statements till the condition satisfied. When the condition get false, the loop will be executed. If you are giving else part, that else part statements will be executed. See the flow chart, enter into the condition, check the condition true means statements will be executed, again go to the condition, check the condition, again execute the same set of statements. When the condition get false, it exit the loop, that is a while loop. See the example, here I gave without else part example. I is equal to 10. I is the control variable. I already said in 11th standard already we learned what is the control variable. Which variable we are using to check the condition, that variable is control variable. So here I variable only we are using, no, so I is the control variable. Before checking the condition, we should initialize the control variable. Initialization means what? We should assign any value to that control variable, that is the initialization. So I is equal to 10, I initialized 10 to the variable I. Here we are checking the condition, I less than or equal to 15. If the condition is true, this block contains two statements. So you see, two statements are same space, same set of same amount of space we have. This is the block of while loop. Suppose this I plus equal to 1 we are giving after the print. Here if you are giving space means it is not a block of while loop, it is the block of print. So it is a compulsory, that space is very compulsory, very important in Python. Okay. So if the condition is true, it execute these two statements. Okay, see, I is equal to 10, we are checking the condition, 10 less than or is equal to 15, condition is true. Now we are going to print the value I. I is what? 10, so 10 will print. Here we are using escape sequence. Already we learned in 5th lesson escape sequences. Many escape sequences we have. Escape sequences are, some of the escape sequences are non-printable sequences. If we want to give escape sequences, we are using the parameter end. So end is equal to slash t. So end is a separator. End is equal to slash t. It leave one tab space. Then I is updated. We are updating the I value. I plus is equal to 1 means what? I is equal to I plus 1. So already we have 10 in I. So I 10 plus 1 11. Now I is 11. Again go to the condition. 11 less than or is equal to 15. Condition is true. Again we are printing 11. Leave one tab space. I is incrementing by 1. Now 12. Condition true. 12 will print. 13, 14, 15. So 15 also condition true. 15 will print. After that 16 less than or is equal to 15. Condition get false, it exit the loop. Here I didn't give any else part. So this is the output of this program. While loop with else part. The same example, I is equal to 10, you check the condition. 10 less than or equal to 15. Condition is true, print I value, so 10 will print. Next it leave one tab space. I is incrementing by 1. Now I is 11. 11 less than or is equal to 15. Condition is true, print 11 value. So the same 12, 13, 14, 15 will print. 15 also equal to, so 15 also condition true. After printing the 15 value, now I is 16. 16 less than or equal to 15. Condition gets false. So it exit the loop. This is the loop of while, body of the while loop. So exit the loop. So here I gave else part. So else part will be executed. Else part is optional, already I said. So in new line value of I when the loop exit, comma I. So what is the I value now? 16. 16 will print. This is the else part. In this program I didn't give else part. That is optional, I didn't give. So our output is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 alone. Here I gave else part. So after executing the while loop, when the condition get false, it execute else part. So after the looping, I value, last I value, updated value is 16. So 16 will print. This is the else part program. So for loop is a very comfortable loop. It is a very convenient loop, easy loop also. It is a entry check loop. Why we are calling for loop is a entry check loop means first it check the condition. After checking the condition only, it execute the statement. So it is called for loop. While loop also a entry check loop. First it check the condition. If the condition is true means only it execute the body of the while loop. Very first time the condition get false means it will not enter into the loop. It exit the loop. So for loop is a entry check loop and while loop also a entry check loop. See the syntax here. For counter variable in sequence. So what is a counter variable? Counter variable is nothing but it is a control variable. What we learned in a C++, control variable, the same in Python counter variable. So control variable is a which variable we are using to check the condition. That variable is called control variable. The same here we are using counter variable. So counter variable is a checking variable, conditional checking variable, that is a counter variable. So for counter variable in sequence, okay, see here, instead of sequence in for loop, so instead of sequence we are using a range operator we are using in for loop in Python. So what range operator syntax means? Range, start, stop, step. So start is the initial value. In C++, what is the syntax of for loop? For initial value, semicolon, count, conditional expression, semicolon, updation. That is the syntax of for loop in C++. So the same we are using here also. Directly we gave the three variables in for loop in the C++. But here instead of that we are using sequence. So instead of sequence we are using a range operator in Python. So range, start is the initial value, stop is the end value, final value. So what we are giving start value, that start value -1, upper value -1, that only it will take as the last value in range operator. Next one, step is the updation, it is optional. Step is the optional. If you are not giving step value means by default it will take 1 as a step value, updated value. Increment or decrement, it will be increment the value or decrement the value. If you are giving my negative value, that will be decremented. If it is a positive value, that will be incremented value. Okay, so start is the initial value, stop is the final value. Final value means final value -1, upper value -1, that is only stop value. Step is the incremented value or decremented value, it is the optional one. By default it will take 1 as a step value. 1, 30, 1. 1 is a start value, 30 is a final value, 1 is a step value. Okay, 1 is a start value, 30 means 30 minus 1. So upper limit is 29 only. Already I said no. So what we are giving as a final value, that will be decremented by 1, -1, that is a stop value. So this range, mainly range is used to create series of values. Range is used to create series of values. So it creates the series 1 to 29, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 29. Because 30 is the final value -1, that is the last value in range operator. Next example you see, range 2, 30, 2. So 2 is the start value, 30 is the final value, 2 is the incremented value, step value. So it starts from 2 to 28. So it incremented by 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8 up to 28 because 30 minus 2. So last value is 30 minus 1, 29, but 2 it will be incremented, no? So last value is 28. Next one, 30, 3, -3. 30 is the start value, 3 is the final value, -3 is the updated value, that is the updation value, decremented value. So it will be decremented by 3. Here we are increasing the value, here we are decreasing the value. So start value is 30 minus 3 means 27, minus 24, 18, 15, 12, 9, 6. Minus 3 means 3 is the last value, no. So 3 minus 1 up to 2 only it will take. So it will stop up to 6. This is a series of this range operator. Next one you see, range of 20. Here we are not using start value and also step value. So start value is also optional. Okay, end value also I didn't give. So if you are not mentioning any start value, by default Python interpreter will take 0 as a start value. If you are not mentioning explicitly, it will take 0 as a start value. So the series is 0 to 19. So step value also we didn't give. So step value by default it will take 1. So series is 0 to 19. See the flowchart. So in for loop, we check each sequence in for loop item. So what we are giving, each sequence will be checked in the for loop. When we are reaching last item, it exits the loop. If you are not for loop, so what is the syntax? For I in sequence. So instead of sequence, what we are using range. So what is the syntax of range? Range, start value, stop value, end value. Stop value is upper limit -1. So 11 is the start value means 11 minus 1, 10. So 10 is the end value for this program. Okay, see here, it check each sequence, each element in this sequence. So start value is 1. 1 is not, it didn't reach the last value. So last value is what? 10. So condition is true. So print the value 1. Now next 1 is the step value, so incremented by 1. So what is the next value? 2. 2 is not, 2 means it didn't reach the last value, so 2 will print. slash t means leave one tab space, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 also will print. So because 10 is the last value, so 10 will print. 11 means 11 is not 11 means upper limit is 10 only, no, so 11 condition false, so up to 10 only will print for this program. Next example you see here, the same program for I in range 2, 10 to 2 is the start value, 10 is the end value, 10 is the end value means upper limit -1, so 9 is the end value. Step value is 2, so it will be incremented by 2. Print I, first start value is 2 will print, slash t leave one tab space, so next value 4 less than 9 only, so condition is true, it print 4, 6 means condition is true, 6 will print, 8 also condition is true, 8 will print, 10 is not a less than 9, condition get false, so up to 8 only will print. Next, after getting the false, else part, here we gave else part is optional, so else part what we gave in new line, exit the loop will print. Here we didn't give any else part, so after executing this values, nothing will be printed. Here we gave else part, so else part what message we are giving, that will be printed. Nested loop. What is meant by nested loop? A loop placed within another loop, that is called nested loop. That may be while loop can place within another while loop, or for loop can be placed within another for loop, or while loop can be placed within for loop, or for loop can be placed within while loop. So everything are nested loop only. See the example here, I is equal to 1. We are here while loop, inside of while loop we are using for loop, so this is a nested loop. Inside the while loop we are using for loop, so it is called nested loop. You see here we are using the control variable I, here j. Already we learnt in C++. So inner loop and outer loop control variable must be different. So this is outer loop, this is inner loop. So outer loop I variable we are using, inner loop j is a control variable. It must be different. Okay, I is 1. We check the condition first. I less than or equal to 6. Condition is true. Enter into the loop. You see here, this is initialization value while loop. These statements are body of while loop. These statements are body of while loop. This alone body of for loop. You see the indentation, that is very important in Python. So check the condition, 1 less than or equal to 6 condition is true. For j in range 1 is a start value, I is a stop value, I minus 1, that only stop value. Already I said upper limit -1. Here we I didn't give any step value. We are not giving a step value explicitly. By default, it will take 1 as a step value. So 1 is a step value in this example. So start value is 1, so 0. So condition is false. False means this loop will not be executed. End is equal to /n means new line. Now I is incremented by 1. Now the I value is 2. 2 less than or equal to 6. Condition is true for j in range 1, comma. So what is the I value? 2. But 2 minus 1 means 1. 1 is the end value. Students, last class what we discussed? Iteration we discussed. What is meant by iteration? I said it is a statement. It executes the same set of statements again and again. Multiple number of times it executes the same set of statements. That is called loop or iteration. Two types of loop we discussed, for loop and while loop, and nested loop also we discussed in last class. Now we are going to see what is a jump statement. So jump statement means unconditionally, without checking the condition, transfer the control from one part of the program to another part. That is called jump statements. In Python, 3 jump keywords we have: break, continue and pause. So we are not checking the condition. When control reaches the any 3 of the keyword, immediately control transfer from one part of a program to another part. That is called jump statements. So 3 jump statements we have in Python: break, continue and pause. First one, break statement. So break statement, it terminates the current loop. Already we learned break statement in C++, where we are using break statement in C++ means mostly we are using in switch statement. So when control reaches the break statement, immediately it terminates the loop. The next statement X will be executed. The same in Python also, break statement will execute. Okay, see here it terminates the current loop. Suppose if you are using break statement inside the loop, nested loop. What is a nested loop? In one loop, if you are using another one loop, that is called nested loop. So if you are using break statement inside the nested loop, it terminates the innermost loop, not the outermost loop. It terminates the innermost loop. See the syntax, just we are using break keyword, that is the syntax of break statement. When control reaches the break statement, it terminates the loop. Control jump to another part of a program. Okay, see here, flow chart. First enter into the condition. First it check the condition. If the condition is true, as usual, enter into the loop. Suppose the control reaches the break statement. If it is yes, it exits the loop, current loop. If it is not reaches the break statement, it execute remaining body of the loop. Remaining statements in the body loop will be executed. In starting, the condition get false means it exits the loop. This is a flow chart of break statement. Break statement. Here we are using for loop. So what I said in for loop, it check each and every character, every number, every digit in the sequence. This is a sequence, no? Each and every sequence will be checked in for loop. Okay, see here, for wording jump statement. So it check each and every letter in this for loop. First, what is the first character? J. So it check the condition for J in this loop. Yes, we have J in this loop. And check the if condition, if word equal to E. So what character we have in word first? J. So J equal to E. Condition false. So it will not enter into the loop. So what is the next statement? Print word. What is the word we have? J we have, no? So J will print. Next end is equal to, it leave one character space. Again it goes to outer loop, for loop. Next letter is U. So if word U is not equal to E, so condition false. So next U will print. It leave one character space. Again for loop. Next to it M is not equal to U, so M will print. The same P will print. Next space also will print. Next one S will print. T will print. A also will print. A, next T also will print. Next letter E. Now it check the if condition. E equal to E. Condition is true. So enter into the loop. Here break means it terminates the loop. Just it terminates the loop, it come out of the loop. So what is the output? JUMPSTAT. So in the sequence, each and every character will be checked with the condition. That is a for in sequence. So first letter is J. J is checked with the E. Condition false. False means break will not execute. So it will print the word. The same U, M, P, S, T, A, T, everything will print. When control reaches the E character, here condition will get true. So it enter into the loop. Break means it terminates the loop. Come out from the loop. This is the example of break statement. Here we are using else part. So if you are using break statement in the program, after the break statement, if you are using else part, it skip the else part. Okay, it will not execute the else part. You see the example program here, the same. Up to this, what I explained now, the same. So up to JUMPSTAT will execute this program. Next here we are using else part. So here we used the break statement. If you are using break statement in the program, else part will not be executed. Just interpreter will skip the else part. So else part will not be executed. So after the what statement we have print in new line end of the program. So that will be executed. Already explained this program. The same program here extra we are using else part. That's all. So if you are using break statement in the program, else part, the interpreter, Python interpreter will omit the else part. So here else part will not be executed. So our output is JUMPSTAT, then end of the program. That is the output. Statement. So continuous statement is opposite of break statement. So what we saw in break statement, when control reaches the break statement, immediately it terminates the loop, it come out from the loop. But in continuous statement, it skips the remaining loop and forces the next iteration. When control reaches the continuous statement, remaining part will not be executed. Again it will go to the condition. Again it check the condition. That is a continuous statement. But in a break statement, when control reaches the break statement, immediately it terminates the entire loop. It come out from the loop. That is a break statement. You see the syntax of continuous statement. The same we are using only the keyword continue. Okay, see the flow chart. Condition, enter into the condition. If the condition is true, it enter into the loop. So inside the loop, if control reaches the continue, again it forces the next iteration. Again it goes to the condition. Again check the condition. If control not reaches the continue statement, remaining body of the loop will be executed. That is a continue statement. When starting, even if condition get false, it exits the loop. Enter into the condition, it check the condition. If the condition is true, enter into the loop. Inside the loop, whatever statements we are giving, that will be executed. Suppose if we are using continue statement inside the loop, when control reaches the continue statement, again it goes to the condition. The remaining part will not be executed. Suppose if it is a break statement, it will not go to again the condition. It execute the remaining part of the condition. Exit the loop. It omit the remaining part of the program in a statement. That is a continue statement. See the example. The same program, instead of same program we are using here also. Instead of a break, we are using continue. Okay, see, we check each and every character in the sequence. So first letter is J. J is compared with the E. Condition false. False means this it will not enter into the loop. It print the word. So J will print. Then it leave one character space. Again go to the for loop. Next letter is U. U is not equal to U. Condition false. So U will print. Next M also condition false. M will print. P also condition false. P will print. Space also condition false. So space will print. S. T. A also will print. Next letter is E. So E equal to E. Condition is true. True means enter into the loop. What is the statement we have inside the body of the if condition? Continue. So when control reaches the continue statement, remaining part will not be executed. This is the remaining part. No, this will not be executed. Again it forces the next iteration. Again it goes to the for loop. So E will not print. So what is the next letter? M. So M is taken with the character E. Condition false. False means it will not enter into the loop. So it execute the print statement. So what we have in word? So M will print. It leave one tab space. Next again go to the condition. Next letter is E. So E means condition true. True means enter into the loop. Here we have continue. Continue means it omit the remaining part. Again it forces the next iteration. Again it goes to the for loop. So what for loop next letter is N. N is not equal to U. Condition false. So what we have in word? N. So N will print. Next letter is T. So T also will print. After that nothing we have in this sequence. So next print end of the statement X. This is statement X, no? So end of the program will print here. So in this program we are using continue statement. So continue statement it will not execute the remaining part. It forces the next iteration. So in this example output we are not getting E character alone because here we are checking E character no. So except E everything will be printed in this example. In Python, in C++ we didn't learn any pass statement. We have only in Python pass statement. So what is the pass statement? It is one of the jump statement. So a pass statement is a null statement. Null statement means nothing will be executed. When control reaches the pass statement, nothing will be executed. Only empty page. This is a null statement. When the null statement executed by the interpreter, it is completely ignored. That means nothing happens. So if Python interpreter executes pass statements in the program, nothing happens. Nothing output will be executed. So result is no operation. So nothing will be executed in pass statement. See the syntax pass. So that pass keyword we are using. See the example here. A equal to input of enter any number. So it will prompt the message enter any number. What number we are entering, that number will be stored in the variable A. After that check the condition. Okay, see, first it prompted the message enter any number. For example, we are entering the number 2. So 2 will stored in the variable A. Now A is 2. It check the condition. 2 equal to 0. Condition false. False means it execute else part because we have else part in this program. So what we have in else part, non-zero value is accepted. That output will be executed. Another one output is see the same program. It will prompt the message enter any number. We are entering the number 0. So 0 will be stored in the variable A. It check the condition. 0 equal to 0. Condition is true. True means it enter into the if loop. So what we have here? Pass. Pass means it is a null statement. Nothing will be executed. So we didn't get any output for this example. This is a pass statement. Another one example you see here. For loop we are using here for val in computer. It check each and every sequence in this, every character in the sequence. After checking this, here we have pass, so nothing will be executed. After condition get false, end of the loop. This output will be executed. This output we can get.